We are in the world's largest inland delta, the Okavango Delta in Botswana. This place is unique for many reasons. It has emerged since the Okavango River doesn't flow into the sea or ocean. Instead, it spreads out into a vast network of lagoons and channels. This phenomenon turns the area in the middle of the Kalahari Desert into a haven for wildlife. The hot and dry African climate makes it a true oasis with plenty of water and food. Yes, the Okavango Delta is a paradise for both herbivores and also for predators. People often reach this spot to admire the incredibly diverse flora and fauna. A safari experience in this area is unique for sure. One can travel not just by car, but also explore the ecosystem from inside using a makoro, a traditional canoe that allows you to navigate the local waterways. Each year, over 100,000 tourists from around the world explore the Okavango Delta. However, visiting such a large park always imposes duties to adhere to conservation laws. Botswana is a leader in this field among African nations. This state not only has implemented severe regulations, but also endures their effective enforcement. Numerous patrols work tirelessly to prevent poaching and violations of the applicable laws. All of these efforts have yielded substantial results. Among others, the Okavango Delta hosts many endangered species. A bit later, we'll also explore if there is life near the salt pans in Africa. The abundance of water and vegetation make the Okavango Delta a haven for waterbucks. The population of these antelope is significant. Waterbucks are distinctive with their long, thick fur and white ring-shaped markings on their faces and near their tails. Males can be easily distinguished from females by their sharp horns. The older the male, the longer the horns, which can range from 22 to 37 inches in length. Males reach sexual maturity at the age of 6, while females mature at 3 years. In such a favorable environment as the Okavango Delta, there is no fixed breeding season. Reproduction can occur at any time, significantly boosting the population. The great egret is truly mesmerizing with its grace and elegance. Standing about 3 feet tall, a significant portion of its height comes from its long, slender legs. This beautiful bird can weigh between 24.7 and 53 ounces. It's migratory and can be typically found near the water holes. The egret primarily feeds on fish and amphibians. Interestingly, despite its calm and graceful appearance, it can be quite aggressive when food is scarce. Larger individuals may even steal food from smaller ones. When there is a lack of food near water, this bird can also hunt snakes, small rodents, crickets, grasshoppers, and other insects. The egret also has an easy and fascinating hunting strategy. Instead of chasing its prey, it stands still or moves very slowly, waiting for the unsuspecting prey to come close. In the Okavango Delta, you'll find plenty of hippos. These magnificent creatures thrive in this rich environment. There's plenty of food and space for them here. A hippo can easily find its daily intake of greenery, which is somewhere between 90 and 150 pounds. Such a large amount of necessary food is not surprising. This group of hippos is currently resting in the water, so you can't see them entirely. However, an adult hippo can weigh between 6,500 up to 9,000 pounds on average. A young giraffe is drinking milk. For up to 4 months, these little ones feed exclusively on their mother's milk. However, they gradually start adding plant-based food to their diet as well. They usually wean off their mother after 6 months, but sometimes this happens after they reach 1 year of age. The giraffe is the tallest land animal in the world, standing between 14 to 20 feet tall. Its neck alone can be up to 6 feet long, thanks to its elongated vertebrae, which are only 7 in fact. Still, they make the giraffe's neck far from flexible. The height of giraffes has both advantages and disadvantages. On the one side, these herbivores have no competition for food since they can reach leaves high up in the trees. Each adult giraffe needs about 100 pounds of food daily. They use their long dark blue tongues, which can be about 18 inches long, to pluck leaves from the trees. This great height also allows giraffes to spot predators from a distance. Their main enemies are lions and hyenas. Despite the ferocity of these predators, giraffes can defend themselves with powerful kicks that can easily throw even lions aside. This is not surprising, given that a giraffe can weigh up to 4,000 pounds. Predators usually only have a chance if the giraffe is very young, weak, sick, or separated from its herd. So, giraffes stick together. This tactic significantly increases their chances of survival. They live for an average of 25 years. However, being so tall also has its downsides. Drinking water is far from convenient, and sometimes even a true challenge for giraffes. It's also worth mentioning that their calves experience a rough start in life, falling from a height of 5 feet at birth. But within 30 minutes, they can easily stand on their own. Each giraffe spots are unique, much like human fingerprints, allowing them to be individually identified. Not far from the oasis near the Okavango River, there's an area that contrasts sharply with this delta. We are now in the territory of the Nxai Pan. By the way, Botswana has extensive salt mining operations. Some of these salt mines are even visible from space, easily identifiable by their white surface. Salt pans emerge due to the high concentration of salt in the soil. Provided that there are freshwater sources nearby, you can always find plenty of vegetation and a variety of species as well. To protect these splendid animals, the Nxai Pan National Park was established within this salt pan area. This place, covering over 996 square miles, hosts numerous animals, mostly hoofed species. Tourists from around the globe often come here for safari experiences. However, the number of visitors is strictly limited, ensuring a serene and amazing experience for enthusiasts. The park also features beautiful villas with stunning views. Interestingly, some species, like zebras, purposefully migrate to Naipan, especially during the rainy season from December through April. This area is ideal for breeding, so this is probably the best time for tourists to visit the park as well. Apart from zebras, there are many other mammals here, including antelope. The populations of springboks and impalas are among the largest. Additionally, the salt pan area hosts numerous guineafowl and other birds. It's a remarkable place, even though it's paradoxical given its proximity to a salt pan. The Naipan National Park is also notable for the ancient Baines Baobabs. These trees are around 1,000 years old and stand around 65 feet tall. They were discovered by the artist and adventurer Thomas Baines in 1862 and named in his honor. Zebras are heading to the water. They live in large groups and always stick together. Even the stripes on a zebra's body serve a protective purpose. When the herd is together, it's hard for a predator to single out one individual. Each zebra's stripe pattern is unique, like human fingerprints, allowing them to recognize each other. They have excellent vision and can see well both during the day and at night. Zebras communicate actively within the group and support each other. They have special sounds to warn of approaching predators and use facial expressions for nonverbal communication as well. When the herd is sleeping, a few individuals stay on guard to alert the others if a predator approaches. Zebra pregnancies last around 12 months, and the foal feeds on its mother's milk for approximately the same period of time. However, by 4 months, the youngest members of the group start adding plants to their diet. Foals remain closely attached to their mothers and the herd at all times, increasing their chances of survival. The male and female impalas are moving slowly. They're easily distinguishable since only males have horns. The larger the horns, the older the male. Adult horns can reach up to 3 feet in length, are beautifully twisted, and have rings. Males use these horns during fights for the territory and the females. The impala is one of the most widespread antelope species on the African continent. At the same time, they're common prey for many predators, making them quite skittish and closely bonded to their herd. In case of danger, an impala can sprint up to 30 miles an hour. However, sometimes neither speed nor camouflage, which helps them blend with their surroundings, can save them from a faster or stronger predator. Living there is a real dilemma for these hoofed animals. They need to drink a lot, and the vegetation near water is always better, whether it's grass or shrubs. But who knows will be the next victim in an encounter with a predator. Nearby, you can also spot another type of antelope called Springbok. They're easily distinguishable from the other subspecies by their white face and belly. However, when this creature starts to leap, there is no doubt which species it is. This unique animal is capable of jumping up to 10 feet and, if necessary, can leap even vertically. This antelope is faster compared to other subspecies. It can accelerate up to 55 miles an hour. This ability, combined with its skill of jumping extremely high, significantly enhances its chances of survival, although its average lifespan is only about 10 years. There are plenty of Guineafowl in this area. These small birds weigh only 2 to 3 pounds each. They're omnivorous birds, with their diet heavily depending on their habitat. These species can eat plants, seeds, and berries, as well as insects, lizards, and even rodents. Small giraffes, unable to reach the tops of trees, graze on the ground. By the way, one of the favorite trees of giraffes is the acacia. Eventually, these young giraffes will grow tall enough to reach them one day as well. As we can see, these mammals generally try to stay as close to each other as possible. A group typically consists of up to 20 individuals. The young never stray far from the main herd, even out of curiosity, as it automatically signals danger to them. Giraffes have a rather long pregnancy, about 15 months, and give birth to only one calf at a time. Compared to adults, its height is approximately 3 times smaller, up to 6.5 feet. Despite their tall stature, adult species can accelerate up to 35 miles per hour when needed. Scientists have also recorded cases where giraffes made enormous leaps, up to 6 feet. Giraffes have exceptional eyesight. They can spot a lion from a mile away. An interesting fact is that if one giraffe suddenly spots a predator, all the other individuals in the group will also start looking in the same direction to keep the situation under control. Now you're looking at the largest bird on the planet. It can reach heights of up to 8 feet and weigh up to 300 pounds. These birds cannot fly, but when necessary, they can run incredibly fast, accelerating up to 45 miles per hour. A young antelope grazes far away from its herd. If it becomes separated for a long time, this can be very dangerous. The species is very vulnerable when alone. Here is the African bat-eared fox. The size of these amazing ears is 4.5 to 6 inches. In addition to hearing, these ears are also in charge of thermoregulation. The blue wildebeest is a large mammal with very strong muscles. These animals live in fairly large groups. Currently, they appear quite organized, but generally they're prone to panic. Sometimes, other individuals in the herd may even follow subconsciously the irrational behavior of one such antelope, and this can lead to temporary chaos in the group. The bat-eared fox is a small predator. It feeds on insects including termites, arthropods, eggs, small rodents, and birds. They live in small groups consisting of a male, a female, and their offspring. They typically regard other individuals of the same species with hostility. The ostrich is by no means easy prey for anyone, and certainly not a completely safe bird for humans either. Its powerful legs not only allow it to cover significant distances swiftly, but they can also serve as a powerful weapon, even against large predators like lions. Here the stakes can be life or death, as each of the ostrich's claws is large and sharp. Overall, these birds prefer to avoid direct confrontations with predators and other potential threats. Despite a widespread myth, they do not bury their heads in the sand, but instead lie down and place their heads on the ground, waiting for danger to pass. However, they can also flee or defend themselves from their potential attacker. The exact tactics depend on the situation. Now before you are a pack of African wild dogs, also known by many other names such as the African painted dog, Cape hunting dog, or Lycaon. The African wild dogs are small predators, weighing between 40 and 75 pounds. They live in groups ranging from 10 to 26 individuals. Within their packs, there are separate dominance hierarchies for each sex. Only the highest-ranking male and females participate in reproduction. At the same time, dominant group members actively suppress the reproductive activities of subordinate individuals. Sharp competition for hierarchy positions characterizes this species. Males may even die during their battles. However, beyond establishing hierarchy, African wild dog packs are quite cooperative, especially when it comes to hunting and caring for offspring. For instance, food within the group is shared between all of its members, even with those individuals not involved in the hunt. Another example is the support given to injured pack members. If one dog has suffered for some reason, others will share food with it until it recovers. Interestingly, the entire pack takes care of the offspring. Even when these species go hunting, 1 to 2 dogs always remain near the den to guard the pups. The whole pack also shares food with the smallest members until they are satiated. Pups typically leave the den around 3 weeks after birth, and their weaning is complete around 11 weeks of age. They reach sexual maturity between 12 to 14 months. However, even then, the right to reproduce must be earned. Otherwise, they'll have to serve the pack's interests. The average lifespan of these dogs in the wild, around 10 years. Ostriches typically don't live alone, but in groups of up to 12. However, they can freely roam a certain territory in search of food without being as tightly bonded to their groups as zebras, for instance. Ostriches feed on vegetation, roots, and seeds, as well as insects and small lizards. They lack teeth, so they swallow small stones to help grind their food in their stomachs. Interestingly, they obtain most of the water they need from their food. However, if they find a water source, they will drink abundantly and may even bathe. Now, a cheetah is on the hunt. It's currently in ambush, hidden well by the tall, burned grass. The classic hunting tactic of cheetahs is to wait for their prey, attack suddenly at close range, and then pursue for a short distance. These predators can sprint at incredibly high speeds, up to 75 miles per hour. They can accelerate to such speeds in just 2 to 3.5 seconds. These agile predators are also known for making tremendous leaps during the chase. By the way, cheetahs are considered the smallest members of the feline family and are the most friendly towards humans. Incidents of cheetahs attacking humans are extremely rare. Botswana is home to one of the world's largest populations of elephant, thanks to stringent conservation efforts taken. The elephant population in certain regions of this country is so large that it sometimes creates challenges for people because these giants love space and freely roam regardless of obstacles. These species need lots of space to find food. They can cover several square miles in a day in search of their daily intake of around 350 pounds of vegetation, with a specific amount varying depending on the individual's size. By the way, the weight of an adult elephant can reach 9,000 pounds. Of course, there are individuals that are even larger. By the way, elephants are the largest land animals. Only whales surpass them and are the largest species on the entire earth. As you can see, elephants' bodies are completely covered in dust and in places mud. They deliberately dirty themselves to form a protective layer on their skin against the intense African sun and parasites. Elephants have rather poor eyesight. However, they possess unparalleled hearing and a keen sense of smell. Perhaps one of the most intriguing attributes of an elephant is its trunk. It's actually the elephant's nose, albeit modified. It lacks cartilage and bones, but is instead composed of a vast number of muscles. The elephant's trunk is truly multifunctional. It can be used for breathing, including when crossing sufficiently deep water bodies. An elephant can drink using its trunk, rapidly taking the necessary amount of water. Moreover, the mammal can detect scents with this superb tool and even express its emotions and communicate with other group members. It's also convenient for the elephant to pick up food and place it into its mouth with the trunk. In a nutshell, an elephant's trunk is its single and most indispensable hand. As a rule, these animals generally do not live alone. A group of elephants can consist of 2 or up to 20 individuals. Typically, such a community includes an older matriarch who leads the group, other females, and their offspring, including young males. These species reach sexual maturity at the age of 10 to 20 years. At the same time, males tend to separate from their families at some point and join bachelor herds. Overall, elephants are incredibly gentle, intelligent, and empathetic animals. They can recognize each other's emotions and provide support in challenging situations. For instance, if one elephant in the group is injured, the rest will slow their walking pace to make it entirely comfortable for this member which is suffering. These animals also have an exceptional memory. They remember well the places where they encountered danger. While humans might think all elephants look the same, it's not true. Elephants remember members of their group quite well. The dominant females are especially good with that. Elephants live almost like humans, around 60 to 70 years. Isn't it fortunate that Botswana has such a large number of protected areas created specifically with the interests of the animals in mind? These places have become great and completely safe spots for them to live. Thanks to the efforts of the Botswana government, which, among others, involves private investors in nature protection activities, as well as combats poaching effectively, tourists from all around the globe have countless opportunities to enjoy the local flora and fauna. Undoubtedly, protected areas deserve even more attention and funding so that future generations can fully enjoy this diversity of plants and animals as well.